This was our final push down the ICW. Bridge schedules, tight channels, and South Florida traffic keeping us sharp the whole way. We timed the tides, hit our marks, and slid into the slip exactly the way you hope the long run will end. But the real moment comes the next morning. Hauling out isn't dramatic because it's unexpected. It's dramatic because of what it means. And no matter how many times you watch a haul out, seeing your entire life lifted in slings, it hits you every single time. Got a new anchor for our dinghy. Our brand new anchor. New to us, at least. This is a day full of bridges. We'll be hitting the Jupiter Inlet, and it is going to be a race to each next bridge, and they're like timed 15 to 30 minutes apart. So go, go, go.
I don't think we're going to be making it. We're going to be fighting current the whole way. And yeah, we need to make at least 6 knots through those areas, and I don't know if we have it.
I thought we did try to leave to time the current, so hopefully that works out right. And then we have plans to get to West Palm at slack tide, which is super important, and I'll explain that later. What's happening?
Another bridge. Hopefully they open it.
What city are we in?
Well, Jupiter, I think.
Oh, this is Jupiter Inlet, so this is the 707 bridge. This is the beginning of all the excitement. Boom, 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 bridges. We're starting to open.
I guess some bridge operators are more skilled than others.
As with anything, right? This is an on-demand bridge, so that means that you just radio and say, hey, I'm coming up, and they're like, no problem, we're gonna open it for you. And they didn't even begin the opening procedures until we're right at the bridge. I think the really skilled bridge operators try to time it so that you don't slow down at all, which is really convenient for us.
Maximizing traffic flow on the water and on the road. That's the goal here.
This bridge was not here the last time we were here. They were in the process of building it last year. And so now it's here and we're like, oh shit, is it on demand? Is it a scheduled bridge? And so we're calling on the radio, and it is on demand, but now current's against us. So yeah, that'll at least help a little bit while we're trying to get through it so we don't crash into the bridge.
Hopefully, that would be a bad day.
There we go. Daniel slowed down just a hair. Current is pushing us. So like I said, last time we were here, this bridge was not here. So this is exciting and new.
Got that bridge finished quick. Real pretty, didn't it?
Because the bridges are so like back to back, we pull out our navionics and kind of figure out how far the bridge is, how long it's going to take us to get there, and how fast we need to be going. The settings we have on navionics are set to assume we are traveling at 6 knots. So with the assumption that we are traveling at 6 knots, it says that we are 10 minutes, about 10 minutes away. But that's assuming 6 knots. So if I go ahead and press go, then that shows us en route. Daniel went ahead and slowed down because we're not gonna make the next opening, which is in like 3 minutes. So our current ETA at his current speed is 11:41. So that means that the bridge is gonna open at 12 o'clock and we're gonna get there 20 minutes early, and we're just gonna be idling around. So I think Daniel is slowing down even some more, and we will reassess on navionics to see what time that gets us there. Yeah, we're going about 2.6 knots, and that brings our ETA to 11:46. The idling forward is actually a lot better than trying to hover in place with current and things. It's just easier to take it slow.
Attention Indian Town Bridge, preparing to open, requesting vessels please outside the fenders until the bridge is clear.
That's us.
That is us.
And we've been hovering for about, what, 10 minutes? So bridge is going to finally open. Huzzah. Now that we are going through the bridge, We need to set up our next ETA to figure out when we're going to get to the next one. Our next bridge looks like it's going to be the Donald Ross Bridge. It opens at the top and the bottom. So that means we're going to be 5 minutes late. We are almost to the bridge. We have picked up some current, so we're now going 7.4. What? We're going to be getting to the bridge at 12:31. So just in the nick of time. It is 12:30 and they have not started doing anything with the bridge. So we're still waiting for traffic to stop and the bars to go down and the bridge to go up and all that jazz. Well, there are the arms going down.
Open sesame. Open sesame. Please open. Please open sesame. Pretty please open sesame.
The thing is that we still have to time the next bridge to get to before that time runs out. So it's important that we get through the bridge on time. And it's opening.
Right. Oh my god, it's opening interminably slow.
Or one bridge after another, guys. What's the next bridge on our list? It is the PGA Bridge. At 6 knots, it'll be 33 minutes. At our current speed, at 7.3 knots, we'll make it there at 12:53. That means that if we continue on our current speed, we're going to be just kind of, again, hovering and waiting. So Daniel's actually going to slow down so that we're not waiting so much. As our speed drops, you can see that our time, our ETA, gets closer to 1 o'clock, which is when they open. And that's easier for us to manage. Now, I'm gonna get back to work. I'm doing social media today for our next episode. Here we are, waiting for the bridge. Again, which is just fine. We're here early and on time. So yeah, so Daniel is idling in place and the bridge is opening. Right, so the next bridge, now that we're through this one, is the Parker Bridge. It opens on the quarters, on the 15 and the 45. It's going to take us 13 minutes to get there at 6 knots. Now our current speed is 7.6, so we should get there at 1:10, which is fabulous because that means that we'll be there in time for the 1:15 open. I think this is the last bridge. There are a lot of people here right now wanting to get through this bridge.
Go ahead and slide up on my port.
It's a very popular bridge.
Attention, Parker Bridge is appearing to open. Requesting vessels, please remain outside the fenders until the bridge is fully raised. Stand by, channel 9.
Bridge is finally opening and everyone's ready to go through it. Good news, babe.
What's up?
That's the last bridge.
Freaking huzzah. All right, bad news for you though. Probably need to start getting ready to engage docking procedures.
Yeah, we're docking today. We had every intention to anchor tonight, but we talked to the boatyard this morning and asked if there was a good spot for Winston to get off before we, lift the boat into the slings and get her hauled out. Apparently the only good place is the bow. And Winston, being a blind Great Dane, will have a really hard time with that. So we decided to stay in a marina. Winston and I will get off in the morning, and Daniel will pilot into the slings all by himself.
2 a.m. in the car playing our favorite song. Turn it up, windows down, we sing along. The summer night has just begun.
Oh, I think where that blue boat is where we were told to dock.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That blue boat, so we're supposed to dock.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna dock behind that motor yacht.
Alright, breathe. Everything's fine. If my friends at home don't know, docking is my favorite thing.
Yes, I can do that.
What'd she say?
Let's go over to that spot that we thought about earlier.
The one that's on the corner?
Yeah. We still be able to have a dock hand meet us there, please? If not, looks like we're just gonna have to do it ourselves.
Oh my god.
And you'll get off on the stern with the stern and put the stern on first. And that's the only thing that matters. Get the stern on.
Alright, yeah, you're coming The bow is just a little closer, but that's fine. His anchor is right here, so you just keep doing what you're doing, baby. You're doing great. I don't know, maybe 5 feet? You still have a lot of room though, so. Do you want me to hand this to him?
Yeah.
Oh, this is everything with you right next to me.
Stocking is my favorite part.
Off and off. Save that practice. Good job. I think that went well.
It went great. It did. It really did. No problems. Daniel is amazing. I'm just a basket case.
Yeah, we're in West Palm. We're just staying here on the dock for the night because we got an early call out in the morning, and we needed a place to get Paige and Winston off the boat safely and securely. That's why we're here.
I'm going through some previous pictures of when we've had plot twist hauled out and to really see where the blocks go, where the straps have gone. That way there can be some consistency because I don't want anything to go wrong.
Nothing's going to go wrong. The hardest part is me going to be putting the boat in the slings. After that, these guys do haul outs every single day.
Daniel's getting ready to turn on engines, and Winston and I are getting ready to get off the boat. I am so nervous, and I'm not going to be on the boat at all. I don't know why I'm so nervous.
Now I'm looking at my chart. There's half a knot of current up there at the haul out station. It's gonna be fine.
Is that all?
That's all. Yeah, just half a knot.
Okay.
We're approaching high tide. Everything's gonna be great.
Yes.
Gonna go.
Haul out is scheduled for high tide, not necessarily for slack tide, but high tide. That's one warning that we have gotten from several people is that when we haul out at Cracker Boy, that we want to make sure that we are at slack tide because the current can get really swirly and unpredictable.
High tide and slack current are entirely different things. You know,
who'd have thought? We thought that when we were beginners, but it's not the case.
Yeah, just because you have slack tide, you still have, or you have high tide, you still have current bringing water in places. It does change the math a little bit.
Right. Now it's time for me to get off the boat, me and Winston. So Daniel's gonna be all on his own. All right, let's go. Now Daniel is trying to contact Cracker Boy because we want to make sure that they're ready for us. I think they're just now opening.
Kind of want to make sure that they know that we're coming. Be nice.
Do you want to try that one more time before we push off?
Yeah. Cracker Boy, plot twist.
So Daniel's now calling the office because it's 8 o'clock, so the office should be open.
So yeah, they don't monitor the radio, so you need to call the office before heading in, and then they will call the yard and make sure that they're ready to go. So she's surprised that I called. It's like, is the machine not down there? It's like, I don't know, no one's answering the radio. She's gonna call me back and let me know that they're ready.
Winston's ready for a walk this morning, and I am just stressed about the haul out, so here we go.
I'm trying to look where the hell I'm supposed to go. I think I found it.
I know Daniel can do all this by himself, but I really do feel like my contributions are helpful. I'm just like an extra pair of eyes, communication. He's piloted into slings by himself before, so this isn't his first rodeo. And up, our first stop in grass.
Oh, that looks narrow. Oh, that looks so narrow. All right, well, they have us now, so that's good. All right, shut down. Well, that was a lot easier getting in than I thought it was going to be. Only kissed the dock a little bit. Easy peasy, like that. We're here.
Here we are. Made it to the Cracker Boy. Let's see if we can find our boat.
Welcome to Haulout's marine industry. Apparently this is the only well and the only machine for us, and that boat up there too. They just got to get that boat settled and then they'll pick us up. So the lift has us now. We are gently rising out of the water. Yes, this is very unnerving.
It's not required. It is an extra fee that they charge, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah, once that stuff dries, it's like concrete, and it's
pain in the ass.
Pain in the ass to get on. So pay the extra.
It's exciting and nerve-wracking, and all the things. We're just waiting to be put on stands now, and Winston is getting awfully hot because we're in South Florida in November and it feels like summertime.
Yeah.
All year long. Winston is going to hang out in an air-conditioned vehicle until we get this all fixed.
After that, hopefully get on board and close up the boat and get the things we need.